Alright, welcome to another episode of Browns Lab with Aaron, your host, and Peanut, the star of the show here, the Labrador Retriever Browns fan. Alright, we got an exciting week this week. Browns won again. It's 2 in a row. Fantastic. 2 out of 3 so far to start the year. Way to do it. A couple things I want to bring out from the game. I was watching the game. Obviously, anytime you win is great. It was awesome to see him come back like that and win at the end. But one of the things that kind of worries me a little bit is they started out slow again. So 3 weeks in a row since the beginning of the year. They started out their offense really slow. Not as many penalties as much as just the offense, like misfiring. A lot of miscues, a lot of drop balls, people not in the right spot at the right time. Colt McCoy throwing behind people, ahead of them, whatever. Just a lot of little things need to be cleaned up in the offense. But it was great. The defense really kept them in the game. Defense played great outside of Colt McCoy when he threw an interception. Set the defense up really close to the end zone, or set the Miami offense really up close to the end zone. Defense wasn't able to hold them there, but the rest of the game they held them to field goals. So I mean, when you can make a team only kick field goals on you, you usually have a good chance of winning, and they did. Joe Haden, fantastic again. Went against one of the toughest receivers in the league, Brandon Marshall, and only held him to like 43 yards receiving, which is really good for Brandon Marshall. He had almost 100 yards every other game before then, and he's definitely capable of that. So it's really cool to see Joe Haden play so well against them. And then as the game went on, just at the end there, man, it was fantastic. I mean, Colt McCoy looked like the real deal there. I mean, he took the team down, looked sharp on the thing, was hitting receiver after receiver. If the offense can play like that, like for an entire game, I mean, it's crazy to think what they might be capable of, or even most of the game. But it's just great drive. Greg Little really started getting open and taking advantage of that and playing great. And then Montario Hardesty subbing from Peyton Hillis. I was kind of worried when I saw Peyton Hillis wasn't going to be playing, but I knew Montario Hardesty was pretty solid, so I wasn't too worried. And he had that fourth down catch, and run for the first down, got 10 yards on it, and 4th and 4. That was huge. And then of course Colt finding Muhammad Massaquoi in the end zone with that crazy catch, got both feet in. It was just fantastic. I was like jumping up and like screaming in front of the TV. My in-laws thought it was crazy, but nonetheless, it was really exciting, and it was just fantastic. And man, it was great. And then at the end, though, I think that what really was even almost more important than amazing driving, that touchdown, was holding them by the defense. The defense held them, and this is something I want to bring out that really was a difference from last year, was the fact that we have a different defense than last year. I think last year's defense, even though Rob Ryan ran a pretty good defense for the most part, they really didn't play. They played a lot different. The fact that they weren't tired at the end. Last year we had a lot of veteran guys, which is great. They know what they're doing for the most part. But the guys this year are so much younger, more energetic, and everything. So it was really cool to see them still have enough energy at the end to close them out. I feel like some of the Browns teams of the past, because we had the older veteran guys, even though they play good, they still they kind of wear down at the end. Our young, energetic defense, held them at the end. So it was fantastic to see. So, all right, we're coming up to Tennessee this next week. Another winnable game. Our schedule is just, I know I've been saying this all throughout the year, but our schedule is just so nice this year. With all these teams aren't that great beginning of the year, and of course our schedule toughens at the end. We play Pittsburgh and Baltimore twice in the last 6 games. So it'll be really cool to see, but hopefully in the meantime we can start building some momentum, as my friend Mike pointed out. I was talking to him about the game and everything, but these easy games to schedule, hopefully we can build some momentum. So at the end, when we play those tough games, we've already been there, done that, and played well throughout the season, so we can be really sharp when it comes to Baltimore and Pittsburgh at the end of the year. But Tennessee, they have a good quarterback in Matt Hasselbeck. This is a quarterback a few years ago that brought the Seahawks to the Super Bowl. And he's a good quarterback, but he's been injured since then a lot. And he's had some back problems and different things. And he's really been injured a lot. But I think through the lockout, have a long time to heal up. He looks really sharp this year. And he's actually had really good chemistry with their wide receiver, Kenny Britt. And the Browns are lucking out again injury-wise playing a team because Kenny Britt, who started the season as good as any receiver in the league, Kenny Britt's actually out for the season. He actually went out for the season-ending knee injury last week. So we really dodged a bullet there in that. So hopefully our Browns secondary can continue. Joe Hayden can continue to be playing awesome and totally shut down the Titans' passing game. So they'll really rely on the running game. Now in the running game, they have one of the best running backs in the league in Chris Johnson. However, Chris Johnson did if I had talked to him and I knew he was a friend of mine, I would tell him not to do. He held out until a couple days before the season began, and he's just not been playing very well together. Really talented guy, really a lot of athletic ability, but when you hold out and you miss that much practice, it really comes back to haunt you. It affects you when you actually play the game. And here's a guy in Chris Johnson where he just does not look good this year so far. Hopefully he doesn't put it all together and just play out of his mind good against us this week. Hopefully he doesn't have his breakout game for the year against the Browns. We'll hold that off next week. Hopefully he'll do that because he's on my fantasy football team. But I'm not starting him this week. Starting Peyton Hillis instead. So yeah, well, look for Peyton Hillis to actually have a good bounce back game. I think he's going to be pretty hungry after having to sit out last week with an illness and whatnot. It was funny. I was listening to the radio and they talked about this one guy that called in and was like, "Oh, Peyton Hillis is just, he just said he is like a sore throat or he couldn't play just because." Just because he has a contract dispute going on and all this, he's not going to play. Which is it's just silliness. I mean, first of all, Peyton Hillis, tough dude. I mean, he finished the year with cracked ribs and he was tore up last year, but he still went in there and played. I found out reading about his illness, he had strep throat, and I guess he lost 10 or 12 pounds in the week he was sick. To lose that much weight in a week, and I guess he was playing really weak, and he actually showed up on game day to play, and basically the coaching staff sent him home. They said, no, you're weak, you've already lost all this weight in just 1 week, you need to go home. So, it's kind of silliness, some of those rumors surrounding that. And Peyton Hillis, I really don't think he cares about the contract as much as some people think. Any kind of deal he gets will be way more money that he's making now. He's making the league minimum almost. So I don't really think he's too much worried about that. But look for him to bounce back and whatnot. Hopefully also going along with that, the offense will start out quicker this game. They really need to do that. They really need to come out sharp and really connect on some of those passes. And once again, I think this is a game they're going to win. I really think they're going to win. Now, if they turn the ball over, make a lot of silly mistakes, they don't take Tennessee seriously, they will lose for sure. But nonetheless, I think this is a game they really could do. So, also, I want to give a congratulations out, since we're talking about the Browns linebacker, to DeQuell Jackson, who won the AFC Defensive Player of the Month. Okay, this is a guy who's been out for a couple years now, and has come back and is now playing just lights out. He is third in the league in tackles, has 4 sacks already. He's just playing absolutely fantastic, and it's so nice to have him back. He's just really being key for the Browns. So congrats for him. Go Browns! And if you want to get a shout out, subscribe to our YouTube subscription thing, and so you can have the videos come to you as soon as they can. They'll email you, let you know as soon as they're out every time, and you can check for yourself. So in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to post them under the comments of the YouTube videos, or you can email us at brownslab@yahoo.com. So, from behalf of myself and Browns fan and Peanut here, Browns fans, good luck. We'll see you next week.